Warrior James Zheng here. Today I'm going to be talking about a way to be able to hack your way to build more self-confidence. And if that sounds like something interesting to you, like this, share this, subscribe. And I think it's so important. If you want to be able to build a thriving business, if you want to be able to succeed, if you want to be able to crush your goals, it's very evident confidence, your attitude is super important. But if you ever struggled with self-confidence before, here's a simple way to be able to change that. And I wonder, have you ever been around somebody that was kind of critical about other people? Have you been around someone before that's just kind of a, and if your name's Nancy, no offense, it's just the term negative Nancy, or I don't know what the male version is, but somebody that is just not the most pleasant people? I've noticed is that one of the quickest ways to be able to know how you view you is to look at how you view others. And a quote that I've heard when I first got into entrepreneurship was this, is if you start to see people not as who they are, but if you start to see people as who they can become, they will become who they could be. So get into the habit of starting to see others for their potential, to start to highlight the positives, the strengths in other people. And what does that do for you? If you start to see the good in others, you will then start to see the good in you as well too. It's just a part of that. It's hard to not see the good. You see, most of the time we are super hypercritical on ourselves, aren't we? We are our own worst enemy. We beat ourselves up the worst because we know the thoughts that are going on in our own lives. So sometimes it's kind of hard to be able to affirm and to reprogram or paradigm in our self-image of ourselves because we deal with us all the time. However, when you start getting into the habit of seeing the light, seeing the good, seeing the positive in others, you then start to build up a mental muscle of seeing the good in any single situation. Remember, we have intellectual factors. We have intellectual properties that God's given us in our mind. Most of us, we are living by our sensory factors. Most of us we live only based on what we can see, what we can taste, what we can touch, what we perceive right here, right? But it's important that if you want to change your mind, so you can change your results. If you want to change your self-confidence, so you can change how you appear in this world, we have to use the other intellectual faculties that we've been given, one of which is perception. Perception is the ability to see both sides of everything. So if you see a bad, that means there's a good. If you see an up, there's a down. So if you see bad in other people, understand there's good in other people. We can always pick on other people, right? So start to condition ourselves to see the good in others, and everybody does. Everybody's been given gifts. Everybody's been given talents. Everybody has something that could be positive in them. And what that then does is this. You then will start to look at yourself in a less critical way. You're going to start to see yourself and you're like, if I see the good in other people, maybe there's good in me as well too. Think about this logically. And especially, do you struggle with seeing good in you when you can see good in other people? Some of us are really good in that. You're really good at adding value to others. You're really good at adding life to others. But then for some reason, we really battle with ourselves. I want to challenge you on this. Think logically. If there's 8 billion people in the world, and you can say that every single person that you look at, you can find something good in them, is it actually possible that you are the 1 in 8 billion people that has nothing good to say at all? Is it possible that of 8 billion people, you are the one most messed up person at all? Does that even make logical sense? So when you start to add value into other people's lives, when you start to perceive others in a different aspect, in a different perspective, you start to then think to yourself, maybe I have some good aspects too. You start to then treat yourself a little bit better. You start to then reprogram that negative mindset that goes on, that's battling you, saying you're not good enough, you're not valuable, you're not deserving of success, blah, 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 blah. Because you see the light in other people as well too. So start to do that. And it's going to reframe that for yourself. Exactly. So what if you just take yourself out of the picture and then you look at yourself as someone else? Do that homework right now. I want to ask you, if you were an outside observer giving yourself some coaching right now, giving yourself some positive affirmation, question, what's something good about this other person, aka you, that you can actually affirm? Put it in the comments. What's something that that person would say about you from an outsider perspective? Now you might be like, this person doesn't give up. This person is super positive. This person tries their best. This person is someone that has a well-intentioned heart. Right? You can start to look at yourself from a third person perspective, just like you see other people. And if you're good at seeing the good in other people, then you're going to be able to see the good in you as well too. And what it's going to start to do, it's going to start to reprogram your self-image. It's going to start to reprogram the way that you view you. Right? You can talk to anybody, you're kind-hearted, you have good intentions, you're positive, right? So instead of clinging on to the negative perceptions, we can all see it, right? Start to then say those things to yourself. And what you're going to do is you're going to reprogram the self-image. And that will then lead you to more self-confidence, right? Let me give one more challenge as well too. Changing your perception of other people. Here's the big challenge. I think for most people, it's decently simple to see the good. However, I think we all have those couple of people in our lives that are really hard to love. Don't throw it in the chat, but can you think of that person now? They're the one that gets on your nerves. They're the ones that they don't believe the same beliefs you have. They might have been someone that hurt you. They might be someone that is just super, super unlovable. In fact, even as we speak right now, I have people that are saying some really, really slanderous things about me that are totally unfounded. There's some people that are hypercritical, hyper judgmental, hyper unloving, and even hurtful to you as well too. Here's the challenge. Can you even, with those types of people, can you even find something positive that you can affirm about them as well too? Can you forgive them perhaps? Can you find some type of light that's within them? Can you change the perception that you have about them? The seemingly unforgivable people. I know this is now going to a hard part, because if you can, then you'll be able to forgive the person that is the hardest to forgive, which is yourself. Some of us have been clinging on to a negative perception about yourself for a long, long time. There was a mistake that you made. There was a failure that you had. There was a hurt that you caused. There was a turn you didn't take. There was something that traumatized you so much that you have lodged that deep into your subconscious mind. And no matter how much you've tried to overcome that, you have framed your subconscious, you have framed your paradigm around that negative thing that happened that you have not forgiven yourself with. I wonder who I'm speaking to right now. And I'm telling you, one of the best ways to be able to reprogram about yourself is if you're able to challenge yourself to look at those around us that are really hard. I appreciate the transparency on this one. It's a hard topic. But if you're able to look at the people around us that you might deem to be unforgivable, and you're able to let go of that to the next level, then you know what's going to happen? You're going to look at yourself in a different way. And I'll end this with a quick story personally, right? Easier said than done, right? So I made a post, and I'm always trying to add values. I'm sure you are as well too. Right? I'm always trying to be positive, but we're all not perfect, right? And I made a really positive, uplifting post. I talked about a struggle in my life, and then I talked about what I did. And I have a whole chain of people right now literally just slandering me. They're saying some really, really hurtful things that are just completely unfounded, very hurtful, very negative. And it's like, the first part of me wants to defend myself, right? And it's something that me and my wife both have been praying about deeply. Like, it's like, it really did. It stirred our spirit. And it's hard to take us down because we're generally positive, right? And the first reaction is, man, these good for nothings, these blah blah blah. Like, you're trying to be critical about them. But then I had to really challenge myself, and as I challenge you as well too, these unlovable people, these hard-hearted people, and just thought to myself, just like what Jesus said on the cross, forgive them for they don't know what they're doing. And I had to really challenge my heart on that. And I was able to let go of whatever hurt or whatever it was that was. And I look at them in a better light. I look at them as just like me. Because the reality is, there's been things that I have done and you have done that we could deem as unforgivable, isn't there? There's been things that we have done that we would just never. It'd be really, really tough to be able to overlook that. But because I was able to forgive that other person, because I was able to see the good even in the toughest of situations, I then look back to ourselves, and it's like, if we could forgive them, we can forgive ourselves. If we could see light in them, we can see light in ourselves as well too. And if you can allow yourself to accept that, someone today, your chains will be broken just like that. You have so much good that's in you. You have another level in you. You have an inner warrior that's in you. You have a different level of confidence you're seeing right now. You have a purpose, you have a call, you have a destiny. That pain can be used for purpose. That test is going to be your testimony. But only you hold the keys to unlocking that by letting go of whatever that negative paradigm is and accepting the truth. If you believe that you're a child of God, that you're made in his image, if you believe that you're placed here for a purpose, if you believe that you're someone that's capable of helping others, even in the midst of your struggle and your pain, and you accept that call, you will break this chain of bondage and you're going to be able to grow to a different type of self-confidence. And it's a humble confidence. I'm glad that you accept it. If you do accept that, throw a yes in the comments below. And I hope this encourages you, because that is the truth. All right, everyone. But hey, thanks for tuning in for this daily wisdom. Come in daily for this. Like, subscribe, share as well too. I'm committed in this portion to helping you unlock your inner warrior so you can be an inspiration to those around you as well too. And side note, if you're looking for other opportunities and you want to know, we run an organization called the Warrior Movement. I train entrepreneurs, online entrepreneurs. If you're looking for other opportunities and you like this type of stuff, then we'd love to be able to have a conversation with you. Fill out the form that's in our bio. It's called the Work With Me form, or talk to a friend that referred you to this as well too. And we need more leaders in this world. We need more warriors in this world to impact others. All right, everyone. But super appreciate you, love you, and proud of you on that. Talk soon. Bye-bye.